What is going on, everyone? I'm Coach C from the Fantasy Coaches, bringing you today to talk to you about our newest, wackiest charity league for 2024. As you know, the Fantasy Coaches every year will put a charity league together to support the Humane Society of the United States. We've done some very wacky leagues over the last 3 years. Now we're going to take it to a different level here now for fantasy football. And this year, I'd like to introduce you guys to the Fantasy Coaches The Challenge Season 1. Now, if you've ever watched a show, the MTV The Challenge, it's one of my favorite shows, and I want to incorporate that with fantasy football. And if you don't know what it is a competition show involving strength, skills, and mind. Well, we don't leave the strength to the NFL players, but the skills and the fantasy football mindset is what we're going to bring into this game here. The way the setup works is that there's going to be 4 teams of 4. So you will be partnered up with a group in every one of your in this league here. I also will be partaking, and I usually don't partake in these leagues, but I will be partaking in this one this year. The reason we're doing this, obviously, like I mentioned, we're doing this with the Humane Society. A portion of the funds will be donated to them to help out with all the animals that need the shelter, the food, the care they need to continue to carry on until they are given homes or just in general sent back out into the wildlife. The way this is going to work is that we're going to have weekly challenges. So instead of playing your fantasy football head-to-head like normal fantasy football leagues, you're not going to do that here. You're not going to have to worry about the player that you're facing off in our standard default sleeper app. What's going to happen is your team is going to compete against all 3 of the other teams in the league here. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of week 1, week 2, week 3, whatever it may be, will be considered the winning team. Now, there will be bonuses that you will know about in advance. Those bonuses could be your starting quarterback has the highest fantasy points, your team gets an extra 50 points. Or your running back has the highest points, or your tight end has the most yards that week in all of football, you'll get 50 extra points. Yes, even if they're on your bench, it doesn't matter. Moving over to the winning team here now. Now, what do you do if you're the winning team? Well, if you're the winning team in this league, you have all the power in the world here. You have a lot of opportunity here. For one, you're safe from elimination. And we'll talk about elimination in a second. 2, you get to send down 2 people down into elimination, whoever you want. It doesn't matter who. It can be anyone from any of the other teams. So you send those 2 teams down. So then who do they verse? Do they verse each other? They absolutely don't verse each other. The next step is it's a double elimination. The rest of the teams who are not in elimination, who are not a part of the winning team, will go into a vote. They will vote down 2 players and will vote on who those 2 players will face off against that are already in elimination. Now, they can't face off against each other. They have to choose 2 players who are not down there already to face off against one another of the other 2 teams down there. It's going to be not a secret vote. You're going to know who voted you in and who didn't vote you in very easily. And again, part of the social game of this league here. So what happens down in elimination? Like I mentioned, it's a double elimination every single week. So going into week 2, you will then face off against that owner that you're facing off against in elimination. You will still partake in the weekly challenges still, but you will also be battling your own battle to stay alive in this game here. So thankfully, the way it's set up is that you get 2 eliminations. So if you lose 1 week, no big deal. You're still alive. But if you lose 2 times down in elimination, you will be kicked from the game. You will be welcome to stay and hang out and see what happens, but your playing days will be over, and you will not have a chance to go for the big bucks. Also, another special twist to this is that your benches of those eliminated teams will be dropped onto waivers. So during the season, there could be some interesting players that are available to you. Now, it's not like a guillotine league where all the players drop. It's just the benches. It will be only the benches. And another great twist, if potentially you're looking to get some better players on your roster, if you're in elimination and you win and you knock out somebody from elimination, you get to swap one of your starters with that owner that was just eliminated. So say you might have Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins, and you get the opportunity to pick up and swap Pat Mahomes. It's a big opportunity for you to go down there into elimination for that notes. This will go on from week 2 all the way to week 13. Following that, week 13 will turn into a single elimination. So only one team and one vote will go down into elimination. It will no longer be 2. We will do that until week 16. Well, then week 16 will turn into my final. And what does my final entail? At that point, there should only be 6 teams left to go. So it will be a 2-week championship run for all these teams. 2 teams will be eliminated, though, after week 16. The lowest 2 teams will be knocked out. But the final 4 teams in week 17 will have an opportunity to win the league and be crowned the first champion of the challenge of the fantasy coaches. Hope this helps. I hope that you watch this video and you like what you've heard, and hopefully you want to participate. We are still looking for a few more players. And if you're already in the league, and this was a nice, clear way to kind of summarize my bylaws that I've already made for this league, hopefully it helped you out. I hope you guys participate because it is a fantastic cause, and we really want more and more competitors to make this thing really big in the future here. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you participate.